Hey scrappy friends, this is Mags from MagsGraphics, and today I'm going to talk to you about two new products that released in the store this past Friday. Forever has a new monthly promotion called Pick and Mix, and each brand can release 1 or 2 packs of new items, and then these packs are 50% off for 1 week, and if you put 3 or more of the packs in your cart, you stack on the coupon Pick and Mix and you'll get a bonus kit for free. So one of my Pick and Mix packs is this Everyday Burnt Parchment Mega Bundle because it has 10 individual packs of shapes that have the burnt edge as if you've lit a match to them. Some are just a shape with the outer burn, and then some have a hollow inside to use like frames. So first I'm just going to show you some examples from my creative team to talk about how these were used. This first one we have, I believe this is the Legacy of Love or Antique Legacy Kit, and she's used them right here, this burnt parchment piece, journaling about her relatives. Then up at the top, we've got these two. They match, they go together. And on the left side, you can see these were using the frames on some of the pictures all the way down, which makes a great border, especially since it's a more rustic layout going to the Louisville Slugger factory and all the browns of the wooden bats. Over here is another page where she's used the frame, hexagon frames, the different types of shapes that you'll find in this pack. Now we have another one down here that uses the heart and the heart with the inside burnt out, which makes for a neat effect. And this one that uses hearts, ovals, and circles. And I thought we'd spend some time building a layout together. This is some photos. These are some photos of my parents. They actually met back in the 6th grade. They were next door neighbors. And they were together, you know, pretty much inseparable from them all the way through college until they got married. And so we have my mom over here in her favorite outfit, and then my dad. It's very funny because my baby pictures look a lot like my mom, and our son Luke looks a lot like my dad. And then I also have this picture of them when they got married from the back of the car. And I thought we could use this today. So one of the things in our content, I'm going to go back to the correct thing. We're going to use the Everyday Burnt Parchment Mega Bundle. And you'll see that we've got lots of shapes: arrows, splats, triangles, a giant X. Perhaps if you're doing a pirate layout, X marks the spot. Hearts, hexagons, ovals, an assorted pack, various aspect ratios of rectangles, some squares, and stars. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at this one and add a mat to it. Now there's a reason why I have different aspect ratios of the mats and the frames, because typically you might have basically a 4x6, 4x7, a 5x7, this is actually 4x6, I've misnamed it, an 8x10, or a square. And if you're using an 8x10 photo, you don't want a 4x6 mat, because expanding it to be that big will distort it a little too much and just make it just fuzzy edges, and that's not what we want. But if you start with something larger, then you can always reduce it to fit better. This one is almost a square shape. So I'm going to choose the square. Most of these come in large because, again, it is easier to reduce something in size than it is to make it bigger. And you can see this one starts as 12x12. We're going to make it smaller, move it behind so I can see what I'm doing, and make some adjustments so that it's just a mat. And then I can center these with each other. Now, with this one, I have an idea that I'd like to do with the heart. And there are a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to show you just one of them, but I'm going to add on this heart and put it around them. All right, now one option is I could take this and I could touch it up by erasing every bit that's outside over here, which is totally fine. That could work very easily. Another option is I can go to shape from an art kit and I'm going to pick one of the hearts. We have some lag time. Create. Now this is not quite the same heart that I'm working with, but that is not a problem because we're going to make it the shape that I want. So I've got it pretty close. I'm going to right click, shape, edit shape, and now I have some options. So now I can pull these little circles up to make my shape fit inside this particular heart shape. And I think that's all we're going to have to do. Maybe angle that out a little bit. Angle this one out a little bit. Press OK. I'm going to right click, fill, convert to a photo drop point, and I'm going to drag over. Oops, let's see, I probably have it in my content. And drop it into here. I can zoom in closer to get rid of the, or partial, of their best man. And then I can hide or delete this one and slide this behind. And now it's inside of the frame. I can add a shadow. And shadows here. All right. So now you've seen those in action. And if I want to keep building my layout, I chose the Legacy of Love kit that I thought would be a good match for this one. First thing I'm going to do is add this to my page. It's not going to just stay there because that would be way too much, bland coloring. But then I think I'm going to grab, I have a lighter blue gingham, add this to the page. And back. I can center it and add a shadow. We can go over and get some, I was actually thinking of using some more of those, oops, not you, some more of those hearts. So you'll notice when these first come in, they are very large because I don't know what you have planned. Maybe you want them to be the focal point, the center of your page. And it's much easier to reduce something and keep a clean lines on the edge than for something to come in small and to expand it. So I'm going to add a few, just some little hearts here. And we'll add our shadow. Add it a little heavier because they're kind of popping up more off the page. See, going back here to the Legacy of Love kit. Go make a little cluster down here. Yeah, I might use the key. I think I'm going to want the love and that folded heart. And I think some hodgepodge. I'm going to move the hodgepodge over here just to give us a little bit, break up some of that patterned background. I just think this would be a cute thing to add on. You're going to need to move up. I have a couple of places we could add this. Maybe over here. I don't believe I need any of the silhouettes. Oh, but I do have this one that I like, so maybe we'll make some adjustments. Could always put this up here. So we have some choices, but you can see how these burnt parchment pieces just could be really a neat way to add some depth and interest to your layouts. And we'll hit save. And I know I will need to go back and do some journaling and some dates, because especially with vintage photos, I really feel you need to identify these people. I know they're my parents, but who knows with kids and grandkids if they'll even have a clue as to what's happening. So I could use my hearts to journal inside, whether I choose to just add, insert a text box and place it over the top, or whether I choose to right click, text, format, and fill the shape with text, which you can always do that as well. And you see that it will just fill and stay within the shape. So there's lots of possibilities with this. I hope that you'll swing over and pick up the Everyday Burnt Parchment bundle. The individual packs are not in stores yet because it's the bundle that is on sale. And there are just so many interesting shapes, whether they're frames or whether they're the mats. There are going to be so many things that you can do with this. And of course, you can adjust the hue and saturation just like anything else. If you need it to not be this beige color, you can always adjust it up in your color, hue, wash, and change the way that it looks. For now, I'm done with this video, but I'm going to be using this layout in my next one about the decal edges, which is my other pick and mix pack. So be sure that you watch that video as well. And when you're done with your layouts, I hope you'll share them in the MagsGraphics gallery or fan group. Thank you.